So today on Is It Worth It, we'll be checking out this Honda E. This is Honda's first electric car. Follow me around. I mean, how Japanese does this look? How Japanese does this look? I mean, it's like a whole old retro Honda Civic, and to be honest, it started life as a concept car way back in 2017 at the Frankfurt Motor Show. Honda had no intention to release this, but obviously it's released now, and because of the popularity of this Honda, it's now here with me, and we can give it a full review and check out whether it's worth your hard-earned cash. So inside the Honda E, you can tell it's a lot different to your traditional car. Well, obviously at first it's electric, but also you've got this kind of like nice fabric feel all the way around, and that's carried on all the way down here. Feels very nice and premium. You've even got this nice wood dash effect on here, which is really nice, and you've got these two huge LCD panels as well, where you can have your satellite navigation and even your EV menu as well, and you can also change and customize even little specific things on here on your general settings as well, which is really high tech and really easy to use as well. Your cameras as well are really good to watch. You've even got a multi-view camera where it's 360 on there as well. You've got HDMI, so you can even, if you wanted to, even put a games console in there and Wi-Fi hotspot. So in terms of gadgets and everything you would want, it's very high tech. Now on the top here on the dash, you've actually just got some nice buttons that you can press, and it'll just get you straight back to where you need as well. Now if you look here on the menu for your reversing cameras, you've actually got this nice 360 bird's eye view as well, and so you can basically see everywhere you need to on the Honda E as well. So in terms of a digital display, as you can see, you've got your power in charge here, so it will tell you when you take your foot off for the regenerative braking. It will actually go back into the green as well, showing how much charge you've got. It's a bit like a phone battery really, and also it'll tell you what mileage you've got. So it's not an analog display, it's all digital. So you've got on here the center console, you've actually got air conditioning, dual aircon, and even heated seats as well. Now if you can look through here, you've actually got your HDMI port, and you've got some more fabric here so you can shove your phone in if you need to, and you've got this nice little, well, cup holder here, which is kind of cool. I've really gone all out in this funky design, but here you've got all this space here that you could just put some stuff here as well. But this console here in the middle, you've got your parking, your reverse, your neutral, and your drive. But if I put it into drive, you can see it lights up. Just these little differences, these little attention to details that just separates this from any other electric car out there on the market. And also here in the side, you've got three little compartments you can put your phones in. So Honda have really thought about everything. Now, look sky high, you've got this nice sunroof as well. You can pop that in. So what's the Honda E like in terms of practicality and in the back as a passenger? Well, to be honest, it's a four-seater. There's no space here in the middle for an extra passenger, and there's no rest here in the middle. What you have got here, if I show you, you've got some ISOFIX seats that you can prop this back in, and also in the back here, it's the same sort of scenario with the fabric, and it goes all the way down here, and also I'll show you the cup holders, which are really nice as well. If you look here at the top, you've got these nice little kind of like dome flashlights. Are really nice and just makes you feel comfortable inside, and obviously outside it's raining, but in here I feel really comfortable with these nice cushiony seats. It feels like you're sat on like a mattress. It's really nice. But yeah, in terms of space, you haven't got that much space at all. I mean, that I'm 6'2", I'm quite tall, but the driver's seat's all the way back and I'm quite squashed here in the back, so for long periods of time I would probably say, yeah, it's going to be an issue. There's not much space there. So what's space like in the back of the Honda E? Well, to be honest, it's actually pretty tiny, and all you've got is your charging cables to pop in there, and there's not really much space underneath either. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That'll be the battery as well. So yeah, in terms of space in the back, I mean, probably just enough just to fit shopping in. So what's the Honda E like to drive? Well, straight off, because you've got no engine, there's no lag, so as soon as you put your foot down, it's very responsive, and you've got quite a bit of power. I think there's 134 brake horsepower.
Make a slight left turn, then take the first right.
Okay, and also
at the end of the street, turn right.
Which we've just engaged. To be honest, this is based on Honda's urban EV concept, and that was basically Honda's way of trying to get into the electric market, where you're not going to be using that much fuel. It's just going to get you from A to B and back, and to be honest, this does the job perfectly. Because it's an electric engine, it's not going to have any sort of lag. So when you put your foot down, you're going to get that power, instant power. And I think you've got different driving modes. So we've got sport, so it's in sport now, and we're going to see what this is like. And hopefully we're going to launch, we should be able to it's quite good, isn't it? So, I mean, that was 0 to 40 straight away. To be honest, you don't need much quicker than that, to be fair, do you? Especially just an urban drive around the cities, etc. So the regenerative braking in the Honda E means when you come off or lift your foot off the pedal, it will start to slow down. And you've got these, they're not flappy pedal gearbox gears, but you can actually, there's a plus and a minus on each side, and you can just kind of tweak on the intensity of that braking. So what's the road noise like in the Honda? Well, apart from the rain, it's not too bad. I mean, it just feels like you're driving any other car, to be fair. Now, coming on a dual carriageway now, so I can put my foot down a bit, and it picks up and keeps up with any other car. So you feel like you've got that power behind you, so it isn't a problem at all doing motorway speeds. And to be honest, it feels really nice and agile. The suspension, it's okay. And it feels really firm, but also it can be really nimble as well when going round corners. Sometimes it even feels like a little go-kart. It's really quite impressive. And also the turning circle, well, that's a different question. I mean, I don't think there's a car out there that's got a tighter circle than like an Indian tuk-tuk maybe, but that's about it. But yeah, in terms of drive and what it's like to drive, it's weirdly good. Well, for starters, I didn't think I'd get used to the digital mirrors on the sides, but I do. I have. They're brilliant. Well, there are some things that I'm not really keen on with the Honda E, and that's the digital mirror at the front. I mean, it just feels like someone's just shoved the computer screen right in front of you, and it can be quite distracting at times, especially the resolution of it. What's actually better is when you flip it, you just get a normal mirror, and that's so much easier to use. So I think Honda is trying to be high-tech at times, when sometimes it can just be better just to be old-fashioned as well. So it's time to conclude on the Honda E and wrap this video up. Remember, this is Honda's first full electric car. Honda in the past have done hybrids. So what's it like? I mean, it's got a great design. It's futuristic. I like the cross between the retro design in the interior as well. And also it's fun to drive. However, the range on the electric motor, I don't know if it's going to be long enough. And also, there's not much space in the back anyway. It's time to put it on that scale of worth and find out whether it's worth it. So it's that time again for the weigh-in and conclusion to the Honda E to find out whether it's worth it. So we weigh that against its practicality, features, performance, fun factor, reliability and appeal. And of course, even though this is a small car, it costs £29,660. So let's release the coins and find out. So as you can see, the Honda E isn't worth it, and we're going to talk a bit more now about our conclusion. Practicality first in red. Again, it's such a small car. There's not much space in the back for your passengers, and also the boot is absolutely tiny. You're only going to fit 2 or 3 bags in there. Performance, it only does 136 miles on the range, so you're going to have to take that into account when you go out for the day. If you then end up wanting to go any further, you probably can't. And also it only does 19 miles per hour, so for a car that's £30,000, it's quite limiting in terms of what it can do. Again, we sense that Honda has obviously got this for a very specific purpose, but in terms of that price, I just don't feel that it's there right now. But if Honda can fix the practicality, the range and the price, probably say it's one of the best small electric cars out there. Talking about fun factor, it's a great car to drive. Reliability, can't really comment on that now as it's such a new car and it's Honda's first full battery powered car. But if you're talking about reliability, Honda's got a great reputation regardless. Appeal, it turns heads, there's nothing like it on the market today. And features, for a car of this size, it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, you've even got a HDMI port if you wanted to plug in a laptop, etc. So you can use that whilst traveling. So in terms of our conclusion, again, if Honda could fix them issues, they're really onto a winner. But right now as it stands, because this is so new into this market, we're going to have to say it's not worth it. So please stay tuned for the next video. Please like and subscribe. We hope to see you on the next video on Is It Worth It?